The 10 most beautiful places to visit in France. From rolling vineyards and plunging canyons to towering sand dunes and majestic villages, we share the most breathtaking places to visit in France. Choosing which places to visit in France can feel overwhelming. So, to help you whittle down your options, here are our favorite picks to inspire your travel bucket list. 1. Champagne. Home of Dom Pérignon. Located in the northeast of France, just a 1.5 hours drive from Paris, the Champagne region is an absolute must-visit for anyone who loves to sip on bubbles. Just watching the sun set over the idyllic rolling vineyards and dreamy landscape is reason enough to visit the region. That said, those who do wish to sample the fruits of the land can embark on a tour of one of the prestigious champagne houses. And this is sure to make for an unforgettable experience, or perhaps not if they choose to overindulge. Moët and Chandon, Veuve Clicquot, Taittinger, and Dom Pérignon are among the famous houses that open their gates to the public. The latter is perhaps best known for its namesake, a Benedictine monk who was an important quality pioneer for champagne wine. Contrary to popular belief, however, Dom Pérignon did not invent the famous wine itself. This is just one of many facts you will learn while visiting his cellar and final resting place in the Abbey of Hautevillers. 2. Provence. Land of lavender. To mention Provence is one of the most beautiful, fragrant and elegant places to visit in France. The heavenly scented crop can be found almost everywhere in the region during this time. That said, some of the most scenic spots to enjoy it include the Valençol Plateau, the Sous Plateau, and the Luberon Valley. For the ultimate postcard shot, though, nothing beats the flower fields surrounding the Notre Dame de Senonque Abbey. Nestled in the tranquil countryside near the village of Gourdes, the stunning 12th-century church is shrouded in a sea of purple every June and July. Along with the local honeybees, these beautiful lavender fields are lovingly tended by the monks that live in the abbey. In fact, visitors can even stay with them and enjoy a serene spiritual retreat. 3. Gorges du Verdon. The Grand Canyon of France. If a trip to the Grand Canyon in Arizona feels like too much a stretch, then you could always settle for its French counterpart. Nestled in the Provence-Alpes Côte d'Azur region of southeastern France, the 700-meter-deep Gorges du Verdon is a truly breathtaking sight to behold. Carved by the Verdon River, the plunging limestone canyon is the largest in Europe. It is also a hotspot for adrenaline-fueled activities and water sports. Cruising along the 25 kilometers long stretch of mesmerizing turquoise waters that flow into the artificial Lac de Sainte Croix is a truly unforgettable experience. More adventurous travelers, however, might prefer to brave white water rafting along the rapids. A more relaxing day can be spent hiking around the 100 kilometers rim of the canyon or hopping on horseback and weaving your way through the vertical limestone cliffs. Whatever you do, though, be sure to have your camera at the ready. After all, this is one of the most breathtaking places to visit in France. 4. Mont Saint-Michel. The real Rapunzel's Tower. France is home to many beautiful villages. However, few are as enchanting and otherworldly as Mont Saint-Michel with its majestic abbey. Perched high on the rocky island of Mont Saint-Michel, some 600 meters off the coast of Normandy, the striking medieval monastery looks like something lifted straight from the pages of a children's fairy tale. This is made all the more magic by the narrow, winding streets and pretty timbered framed houses that lead up to it. In fact, the magnificent setting actually inspired Rapunzel's tower in the Kingdom of Corona in Disney's Tangled movie. The majestic island village once served as a great Christian pilgrim site back in the 8th century. Today, however, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that attracts more than 3 million tourists a year. Needless to say, it remains one of the most popular places to visit in France, outside of Paris. That said, the vast ocean and sandbank that surround the island certainly make it seem less inviting. 5. Dune du Pilat. Europe's tallest sand dune. Nature lovers will no doubt enjoy lapping up the breathtaking 360-degree views from the top of the Dune du Pilat, the tallest sand dune in Europe. Located in Le Testy de Bouc in the Arcachon Bay area, the magnificent natural wonder is one of the most iconic places to visit in France. Indeed, every year, more than 1 million people come to climb the 154 wooden steps to the top and walk along the 2.7 kilometers long ridge. And with the sparkling Atlantic Ocean on one side and deep green pine forests on the other, the effort is certainly worth it. Indeed, the towering dune offers some of the most beautiful natural views in Europe. Dune du Pilat is also a hotspot for paragliders and other outdoor sports enthusiasts. The 5 nearby campsites, meanwhile, make it popular among campers. If you fancy cooling down after your victorious ascent, Cornish Beach provides a refreshing spot to enjoy a dip. This lies at the foot of the dune and is easily accessible through the main entrance. 6. Saint-Tropez, land of luxury. This beautiful sun-drenched coastal resort on the French Riviera is after all renowned for its designer boutiques and immaculate sandy beaches and yacht-hopping celebrities. Originally a sleepy fishing village on the Côte d'Azur, the small town became a land of luxury in the late 19th century. All thanks to Impressionist painter Paul Signac and other great artists like Henri Matisse and Albert Marquette. Despite its reputation as being a playground for the wealthy, however, the town still manages to retain its original charm, especially if you visit out of the high season. Beyond the glitz and the glamour, older locals still play boulet in the Place des Lyces. Others, meanwhile, sip on café au lait along the picturesque harbor. And whether you want to sun yourself on the famous Pampelon beach, explore the 6 quaint villages on the rocky Saint-Tropez peninsula, or lap up fantastic views from the hilltop town of Ramatoul, there is plenty to fill your day. 7. Rocamadour, the sacred hilltop pilgrimage. This enchanting hilltop village of Rocamadour is the second most visited attraction in France, after Mont Saint-Michel. Perched high on the side of a limestone cliff overlooking the Alzo Canyon in the Dordogne region, the sacred village is nothing less than majestic. The UNESCO-listed medieval town was once an important pilgrimage site and famous for its sanctuaries. It is also home to a 15th-century statue of the Black Madonna which stands within the chapel of Notre Dame. From the top of the village, the views of Rocamadour, the Alzo Canyon, and the wild and unspoiled landscape down below are second to none. Needless to say, they are well worth breaking a sweat for. If you have time, you can also hop on a boat ride in the nearby Gaufre de Padarac. Gigantic rock formations, underground pools, and huge stalactites and stalagmites bring this extraordinary underground network of caves to life. 8. The Loire Valley, the Garden of France. Often referred to as the Garden of France, the Loire Valley was once the stomping ground of French royalty and nobility. Today, however, it is one of the most iconic places to visit in France and open to all. This is owing to its 300 elaborate chateaux, some of which date back as far as the 9th century. Unsurprisingly, many of these have been listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And while all of them are beautifully maintained and come with their own story, some are more revered than others. With its stunning French architecture and surrounding deer-filled park, Château of Chambord, for instance, is considered to be one of the most beautiful in the valley. The Château de Chenonceau, meanwhile, is revered for its unique mix of Gothic and Renaissance architecture, which hovers over the Cher River. And the fairy tale-like Château de Sully-sur-Loire, which has played host to several famous historical figures including Joan of Arc and Louis XIV, offers a more medieval beauty. 9. Auvergne, the land that time forgot. Nestled in the heart of central France, the Auvergne Volcanoes Regional Nature Park is the largest volcanic ensemble in Europe and a relic of the prehistoric age. Covering 395,000 hectares of land, the park is home to 4 volcanic massifs. Reaching an altitude of 1,465 meters, the Puy de Dôme is the highest volcano in the region. Visitors from all over the world come to admire these sleeping giants which have laid dormant for thousands of years. The peaks are also popular for hiking, cycling, and hot air ballooning. The ancient volcanoes are also home to natural hot springs and mineral waters, making them a popular thermal spa destination. In fact, this is where Vichy, Badois, and Volvic water comes from. Aside from this, there are many medieval towns, abbeys, and castle ruins to explore in the region, making this a great option for a relaxing getaway in France. 10. Corsica, the island of beauty. Step onto the beautiful Mediterranean island of Corsica and you might soon forget which country you are in. After all, its unique location between France and Italy means that it embraces the best of both cultures. The famous birthplace of Napoleon certainly lives up to its nickname, the Island of Beauty, too. Stylish coastal towns, rocky granite peaks, and pristine forests give it a beautiful yet wild appeal. With 1,000 kilometers of heavenly turquoise coastline to explore, it is also a hotspot for snorkeling and scuba diving. Despite its international appeal, the picturesque island of Corsica has managed to retain its own culture and charm. You might be lucky enough to catch some of this while listening to a traditional polyphonic song, for instance, or at a village festival or religious procession. And don't be surprised if you stumble upon a donkey or two while hiking in the countryside. The island is home to an abundance of free-roaming wildlife including pigs, cows, goats, and sheep. Thankfully, however, there are no dangerous snakes. Thank you for joining us on our virtual tour of the 10 best places to visit in France. We hope this video has inspired you to plan your next trip to France and explore the many amazing locations this country has to offer. Remember to hit the subscribe button for more exciting travel videos, and let us know in the comments which of these 10 places you would like to visit the most. As always, happy travels!